Hey everyone! With Samsung's just released Note 20 line, it can get really confusing as to what you're getting with each phone. So what are the most important things to keep in mind, and should you even get the Note 20? I'm Andrew for GS Marina, and this is our hands-on of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and the Galaxy Note 20. Both phones share a similar design language, squarish and simplified with the stylus on the bottom left. The vanilla Note 20 has slightly rounded edges and thicker bezels, so it looks like a cross between the Galaxy A71 and the Note 20 Ultra. The difference in terms of looks isn't that large though, and if you turn both phones around, you'll see matte, metal-looking finishes. That said, even though they look similar, the materials that both use are extremely different. The regular Note has a plastic back and Gorilla Glass 5 on the front, while the Ultra has Gorilla Glass Victus on both sides. Now, if these were the only two phones in existence, this difference might be fine, but it seems outrageous for Samsung to be asking $1,000 for a plastic phone in the middle of a recession. So in general, these are some pretty big differences between the two. The Ultra is the ultimate Android flagship out at the moment. Sure, there are a few questionable elements which we'll get to, but you can tell that this is Samsung's pride and joy. The vanilla Note, on the other hand, basically exists to make the Ultra look more premium because the Ultra's price is eye-watering. This year, the Note 20 Ultra's claim to fame with the stylus is a couple of new air gestures and low latency. Basically, the moment you touch the screen, it'll take 9 milliseconds for the touch to register, which means it feels instantaneous. The lower the latency, the more natural drawing and writing feel, which is why you'll see artists obsess over this number. Is it really something that you need on a phone? No, but it definitely feels much more premium. The Note 20 still has better latency than the Note 10, but it's around 26 milliseconds instead. On a positive note, you'll be getting the same Samsung Notes upgrades on both. So unless you're an artist on the go that really needs that instant feedback, you'll have mostly the same functionality. However, Samsung Notes is something that you'll find on the S20 Ultra and the S20 Plus, which realistically are the Note line's biggest competition. The Note 20 Ultra has a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display, while the vanilla Note has a 6.7 Super AMOLED Plus screen. The Ultra supports QHD at 60Hz or Full HD at 120Hz, while the regular Note simply has a 60Hz Full HD screen. The S20 Ultra has a QHD screen that also supports Full HD at 120Hz, so that particular lack on the Note 20 makes no sense. That said, if we ignore the high resolution and the refresh rate, both phones have screens with fantastic colors and crazy brightness that supposedly goes up to 1500 nits. They support HDR10+ and stereo speakers, and media consumption should be excellent. As far as endurance is concerned, the Note 20 has a slightly smaller battery at 4,300 mAh, while the Ultra has a 4,500 mAh one. This is to be expected considering the size of both phones and the extra space the stylus takes up, but it will be interesting to see whether the strictly Full HD screen of the vanilla Note 20 leads to better battery life. Both phones will have either the Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset in the States or the Exynos 990 worldwide. This is more of a problem depending on what market you're in, because the Snapdragon 865 chipset already led the Exynos in terms of performance and more efficient power consumption. And the new boost further widens that gap. You only get 8GB of RAM with the vanilla Note, while you get 12GB of RAM with the Ultra. Both phones run Android 10 with OneUI 2.5 on top, which offers a few small upgrades here and there. There are the new S Pen air gestures. Also, you can now control the duration of single take, the feature that takes multiple photos and videos with all the cameras together. There is also a souped-up new Video Pro mode, and you can connect DeX wirelessly to a smart TV. Perhaps there are other smaller tweaks too, but we'll leave that for our review. Once you get to the cameras, the two diverge yet again. The Ultra has a 108-megapixel main cam, a 5x periscope telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera. While the vanilla Note has a 12-megapixel main camera, a 64-megapixel telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. Just looking at specs, it's hard to really tell how much of a difference this will mean, especially once you consider that mobile photography relies heavily on computational processing. However, the Note 20 lacks both the time-of-flight camera of the S20 Plus and the laser autofocus of the Note 20 Ultra. These devices really are a pair of amazing phones. But once you start comparing the two and really start digging into what each has to offer, the pricing of the Note 20 seems hard to justify, especially when the S20 Ultra and the S20 Plus, well, exist. Sure, you're not getting an S Pen, but you're getting much of the same functionality for a way lower price. Not to mention, you're getting a QHD display and what looks to be a better camera setup on paper. In contrast, the Note 20 Ultra has some small but meaningful improvements over the Galaxy S20 Ultra, so it'll be interesting to see how those two phones stack up in real life. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.